Hi, I'm Tyler of The Enthusiasts, and welcome to Under Review, the place where we put the stuff we're enthusiastic about under scrutiny. Today, I'll be putting under review the ultimate battle royale, Ousama game, also known as King's Game. For those unaware, King's Game is basically the equivalent of Truth or Dare. You choose a king through drawing of lots, and they issue an order to one or more subjects who have to obey or face up some kind of punishment game. Since it's usually played by kids, the game is generally tame. But when these same rules are applied to a battle royale setting, it sounds like it has some pretty decent potential, right? Thanks, Daya. King's Game takes a premise with promise and turns it into a steaming pile of crap. We get to follow Nobuaki after he transfers schools and quickly find out that he survived a previous King's Game at his old school. And this is the first major mistake King's Game makes. It attempts to tell both the current and the past game at the exact same time. Just focusing on the game in the present is a chore. Character after character is thrown in your face, introduced, love interests spilled, hobbies revealed, their entire lives delivered and snuffed out in under an episode. And when I say thrown in your face, I mean that we can go through this process with anywhere from 1 to 12 people an episode. And then the show marches on thinking a brief intro is enough to make you care about and remember said character's life and their contributions to Nobuaki's cause and non-existent growth. To top it all off is that you're going to be doing this twice while watching the show. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed being able to see the current situation Nobuaki and friends are experiencing for half an episode, only to be monologued into a "that reminds me of that one-time" flashback for Nobuaki's first King's Game. And about half of this series is delivered in this manner. One time through is bad enough, but doubling down on it makes bashing my head into a wall almost preferable. To help ease and build a tolerance to that potential pain, we're treated to each episode in practically the same manner as the previous. They receive an order, we learn about those who were ordered to do something, drama ensues, the order is either completed or failed, and someone dies. Worry not, though. You won't ever feel a sense of connection to any single character, I promise. I've cared about soap opera and teenage drama characters more than these 40-plus soon-to-be corpses. Like I said, you learn everything you could ever need to know about them within minutes of the episode they cease to exist. If someone has any mystery left after their introduction, they just might survive a couple episodes. By no means does that mean they'll have any depth. Subtlety is not a strength of King's Game. Plain as day and lengthy exposition and plot-convenient changes of heart are the preferred methods of delivering any necessary information to you and the fellow characters. Yelling and crying are also used into the dust as not-so-subtle ways to tell you who is supposed to be sympathetic or morally right, or just needs to make a point that someone else can counterpoint yell at. And while I don't exactly expect to have complete sane personalities, especially once the death begins, stable mindsets seem to be few and far between, replaced with an overuse of maniacal laughter, eye-bulging disbelief, and frightened rabbit panic. Now, some of you might say, hey, they're kids. If your friends started dying or killing each other, you'd panic too. To that I say, I agree. But the script feels so juvenile and forced that any attempt at believability is shattered by the sheer ridiculousness of some of these characters' words and actions. When your main message you're trying to get across believing in your friends and working together is constantly undermined not only by your antagonist, but by literally everything else you put on the screen, it rings hollow and simply feels like a waste of time in the end. The silver lining in all this? If you manage to last through a few episodes of this mind-numbingly repetitive pattern, insanity will start to set in. That's when you can truly begin to enjoy this train wreck. The sheer ridiculousness of some of these orders, everyone's reactions, and the ensuing deaths will reach so bad they're funny levels. Never forget, however, that no matter how funny these things may seem to your addled mind, their main goal is still to completely claim your sanity. Do not give in. Resist! And I have to say, in all honesty, I'm not against King's Game's art, broadly speaking. The part that turns me off isn't crappy CGI or even lazy design. It's just the constant uglification of the characters in order to make sure you know they're either bad or making a morally lacking decision. Fear, panic, and people crying also suffer from this. There is nothing wrong with it being used as a tool for enhancing these actions and emotions, and I've seen worse uses of it, i.e. Higurashi. But when it's so overused, all this type of enhancement becomes is a crutch, and a poor one at that. The deaths are handled no better, really. Now, I'm no expert in how a body would look being torn, twisted, and mutilated, but how characters are presented during and after death just feels off. Almost comical, if not for the gruesomeness of some of the circumstances. My only other complaint for the art department is a small nitpicky thing. From time to time, both characters and backgrounds look underdrawn. The basic shapes and such are there, and they're okay. But it's almost like the art team ran into their deadline face first and skipped over some of the detailing lines that are usually there. And considering how shoddy the rest of King's Game is, there really isn't an excuse for this. Now, off the top of my head, I can't remember a single track of King's Game soundtrack. And I refuse to go back and watch again for a refresher. Sometimes this lack of memory is due to the tracks fitting so perfectly that they just blend into the show seamlessly. Not here. No. These tracks were just so underwhelming that I have no recollection of them even existing. This isn't the case for the theme songs, though. They are easily the best part of King's Game. Feed the Fire by Cold Rain is absolutely amazing to listen to, even if the visuals look like they're a cheap collage of what I guess are supposed to be important moments in the overall story. This song is rock done right, and honestly, it fits the feel that King's Game was trying to go for. So, hooray for that one. Now, Paradise Lost by Pyle may not be as strong an outro as its counterpart is as an intro, but I enjoy it nonetheless. It leans more towards the pop rock side of the spectrum, so it might take a few episodes to warm up to, especially after subjecting yourself to a full episode of this garbage. But like I said, it absolutely qualifies as the best part of the show. Simply put, King's Game has great theme songs, but a soundtrack that may as well not exist. A premise that holds a lot of potential, but fails epically to do anything with it due to its reliance on throwaway side characters, bland, one-dimensional main characters and dramatic reveals that are either boring and predictable, completely out of left field with how ridiculous they sound when they're explained, or hilarious due to sanity being drained as you watch this show. And it also has a passable art that occasionally looks strangely low detail. For all of the trouble that is King's Game, I'm just going to give it a 2 out of 10. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but my god, it comes close. Please don't subject yourself to this. There are better options for a battle royale or last man standing anime. Go to them. Let this one fade into the abyss where it belongs. Oh, and how dare you, King's Game? How dare you try and tease a second season in the last 30 seconds of the show? If you even try to get another season of this trash on TV, I will probably recreate some of the insanity seen in this show.
お目にかかります。お客様がお望みならどこでも駆けつけます。自動手記人形サービス。バイオレットエヴァーガーデンです。
Now, if you want to check out some of those better shows that I told you about, please check out Batum. And also go take a look at Danganronpa. And if you liked this video, please leave a comment below or subscribe for more. Thank you.